The late 1960s and early 1970s marked the era of one of the most notorious serial killers in the United States, the Zodiac Killer. He terrorized California with a series of brutal murders, sending cryptic letters to newspapers, demanding they publish them for the public to read. The Zodiac Killer, known for his trademark symbol, the crossed circle, and his extravagant kill count, was never caught, despite endless investigations by law enforcement agencies over the years. The Zodiac Killer committed his first known killings in December 1968, with the murder of David Faraday and Betty Lou Jensen in Vallejo, California. In July 1969, he shot Darlene Ferrin and Mike Maydew in a parking lot in Vallejo, followed by the murder of Cecilia Shepard and Brian Hartnell at Lake Berryessa in Napa County in September. He continued his brutal spree in October 1969 by killing taxi driver Paul Stein in San Francisco. The Zodiac Killer's victims shared no similarities with each other. They were not from a specific race, age group, gender, or social status. They simply happened to be where the killer decided to strike next. And while the killer's choice of victims was seemingly random, there were definite patterns in his letters that he sent to the media. Over the years, the police have chased thousands of leads in the Zodiac case, interviewed numerous suspects, but the killer's identity remains a mystery to this day. There have been many theories and speculations, but in the end, they were all just mere guesses. The biggest reason why the Zodiac Killer has never been caught is his own cunning nature. In his letters, the Zodiac revealed significant details that only the killer would have known, leaving detectives and investigators with no way to create a comprehensive profile of the killer. Furthermore, the Zodiac wrote in a cryptic language filled with symbols and clues that have never been entirely deciphered. This makes it difficult for investigators to understand the killer's motivations or to figure out what kind of person he may have been. In short, the Zodiac Killer left no trail, no evidence, and no DNA to identify him. Additionally, the Zodiac Killer used different weapons for different murders, which further complicated efforts to connect his crimes. For example, the Vallejo killings in December 1968 were committed with a 9mm Luger and a .22 caliber pistol. The Lake Berryessa stabbings in September 1969 were committed with a knife, while the San Francisco cab driver shooting later that same year involved a 9mm Luger. Despite the complex nature of the Zodiac's coded messages, he seemed to enjoy playing games with law enforcement and the media. In his letters, the Zodiac claimed that he would stop killing if they stopped publishing his letters. However, he continued to send them even after they stopped. In one of his letters, he even provided the name of a specific location where he said he would be killing, which prompted a massive police search, but nothing came of it. Many investigators have speculated that the Zodiac may have had a military background, based on his references to kill ranges and the meticulous planning involved in his murders. However, there is no actual evidence to support this claim. Another theory is that the Zodiac Killer may have been a local gang member involved in extortion rackets or drug deals, betting that his crimes would intimidate his rivals and generate interest in his mysterious identity. Again, this is just a guess and remains unproven. Today, there are hundreds of Zodiac Killer suspects, ranging from Navy vet Ross Sullivan to real estate developer Earl Van Best Jr. However, none of these suspects have stuck for very long, and many of them have been categorically dismissed as just another false lead. Despite countless tips, investigations, and years of searching, the Zodiac Killer remains one of the most enigmatic and elusive serial killers in modern history. His secretive and anonymous nature has kept the public at the edge of their seats for over 50 years, while also causing an unraveling of conflicting theories, false leads, and unsolved mysteries. There may never be a clear answer as to why the Zodiac Killer was never identified, but the investigation and discussions surrounding his cryptic messages and gruesome killings will continue to fascinate us for years to come. In conclusion, the Zodiac Killer case remains an open investigation today, with little to no inkling as to who the real killer was. As new evidence surfaces every now and then, investigative agencies continue to try and solve the case. However, to this day, the killer lingers on as an unseen specter, forever unnamed and untraced.